As usual, this time we will tell you again. The title of the film this time is Intruders, which was released in 2015. The concept of this film is very interesting. Tells the story of a group of teenagers who want to rob a house, but it seems they are out of luck, because the owner of this house has set lots of traps in his house, and the great thing is that he is alone at home. As usual, prepare snacks and sit in the most comfortable place. Let's go. This story begins with a woman named Anna Rock. She is a woman with agoraphobia, which is a phobia of the outside world, so this child will panic and even die if she steps out of her house. I have never left the house since her father's death when he is 10 years old. At this time Anna only lives alone with his sickly older brother, namely Conrad, and every day they buy food sent by Dent. Conrad really wants Anna to dare to leave the house and live life like people in general, also asking Anna to forgive their father. What really happened to his father? Not long after Conrad finally died, and he asked people to bring his body
to forgive Dad.
I'll never forgive him for what he did.
The next day, Anna got a food delivery from Dante as usual. Anna just cried and she told me that her older brother Conrad had died. Dante also offered her condolences and asked if Anna would leave the house to calm her mind. Obviously because of her agoraphobia and also her closeness with his childhood home, Anna would definitely still live there. After that Anna asked again, why is Dante, who has been a food delivery boy for a year, not looking for a better life? Because Dante was just silent looking at Anna's eyes. Suddenly Anna went to back and gave him a sack of money. Anna knew the reason Dante was still working as a courier was due to financial problems, so I gave him money so Dante could go abroad from there. Dante obviously refused the gift. That's because they also just met and felt bad.
I have more than I know what to do with, honest.
I can't.
On the day of Conrad's funeral, Anna dressed up as someone who was going out, but she was just at home and waiting for relatives to come visit her. Some of her relatives also expressed their condolences via telephone voicemail, but suddenly a group of criminals, JP, Vance and Ferry, who entered the house, broke the glass of the kitchen door. Although he panicked, fortunately Anna was able to calm down and hide. JP began to search the house. That happened.
She's upstairs!
Of course, Anna didn't dare to go out because of her phobia. JP also asked, why didn't Anna go to her sister's funeral? And where did she keep her money? I was silent. Couldn't say anything because of her fear. Moreover, Ferry kept threatening to kill Anna. These three robbers have different characters. JP the wise robber, his younger brother Vance the Bowden robber, and the sadistic one who doesn't think long and hard as Ferry. There was no one in the house, and now there was Anna. Besides, they also had no intention of killing Anna. JP and Vance finally continued to look for money in the house, even though the bag of money that the Dent refused to give to Anna was still in the kitchen, right in front of them, and obviously no one thought that the sack was filled with money.
Are you with me on this, huh? Go find it.
While Vance and JP searched the safe for money in the house, Ferry continued to identify Anna, and tied her ankles with tape, until finally Anna told her that she had not left the house for over 10 years. Ferry, who did not believe, deliberately opened the door, and took Anna left the house. Then what happened? Anna was so panicked, she urinated and was brought upstairs by Vance, so she could change her pants, while JP and Ferry found 2 rooms in the basement that were tightly locked. Because Anna was still scared and had not put on her pants, Vance finally forced her, but suddenly Dante came and separated them. Anna, who saw Dante with Vance, was shocked, then ran away to hide, and as you might have guessed, JP found out information about the money in the house from Dante.
Find her. Come on.
Ferry also looked for Anna to the side of the house, and intended to kill him, so Anna would not report to the police. Ferry even tried to lure Anna out, by killing his pet using a hammer.
Anna, would you be so kind as to join us?
Luckily Anna was still hiding, and kept calming down, then ran away to the bathroom, because she saw Vance walking towards her, while JP and Ferry guarded Dante, who was tied up in the living room. but suddenly when Vance entered the bathroom, I reflexively stabbed Vance with a hairpin, to death.
After that, Anna took Vance's body to the basement. Because Vance was nowhere to be seen, his two friends were looking for him, and to their surprise they found Vance, who had died in the basement. Shortly after, Anna was seen locking the basement door at the very end. Then she ran to get a box in his room. Contains a key and is used to open a hidden lever secret box. On the other hand, JP is still grieving because his younger brother Vance has died. Meanwhile, Ferry finds a photo and also an old mic in a desk drawer in the basement room. Then suddenly,
Hello?
Fucking bed!
the stairs up were moved up to meet the basement wall, and the basement door that had been tightly locked by Anna trapped the two of them in there. No matter how hard they kicked, the door couldn't be opened. They also couldn't contact anyone, because inside there was no signal. After that, Dante asked Anna to release him. Dante admitted that this robbery was not his plan. Dante, who had just returned from the funeral of Conrad, only intended to visit Anna's house. To visit him, Dante also told the truth, that he only knew Vance, and had time to discuss the sack of money that Dante refused from Anna. But it turned out that the pleasantry was beyond expectations. Vance even had bad intentions. He invited his brother and friends, then robbed Anna's house without his knowledge. To prove his honesty, strangely Anna suddenly snaps both of Dante's fingers, then drops him into the basement with JP and Ferry.
Ow! Ow!
Unexpectedly, Anna, who has only lived in the house for years, turns out to have psychopathic traits. The robber's intention is to make a profit, which actually happens to be a terrible disaster, and Anna keeps watching them all from CCTV. Dante, who fell from a height, was still able to survive, even though his knee shifted. With courage, JP and Ferry also helped restore Dante's knee to its proper position. Ferry also turned on JP, because this robbery went awry, because Anna was not killed from the start. Not long after, Anna came to see the three of them from above, while carrying a remote control. Ferry also cursed at Anna for having locked them up. Meanwhile, Dante asked Anna to help so he could be released. Ferry, who was angry at seeing Dante's actions, angrily stomped on Dante's knee until he slid back. Then Anna asked JP to look for a first aid kit to the other basement door, which suddenly opened by itself. But what happened?
I'm okay, JP.
It turned out that not only the CCTV and voice recorder were in the basement, but Anna could also control the doors there. JP was also locked up in a basement room, which looked like a little girl's room, while the Ferry was blocking the end door that was still open, with Vance's corpse, then managed to open the second door inside, with the stone he found. Of course Anna saw that from the CCTV. He didn't stay silent, he was there. The Ferry found a passage that contained a freezer, and connected to another room containing carpentry tools, and there was also a rope hanging himself. Suddenly the lights in the hallway went out, and Ferry tried to check it. Then when the light was turned on again, one of the freezers had been shifted with a small hole behind it. The Ferry also found a ladder up the house in the hole then. Shortly thereafter, a sound was heard from the carpentry room, and when the Ferry checked it inside, even though he had resisted, Perry, who had been stabbed very deeply, continued to bleed until he finally died. Not long after, the contract lawyer, Charlotte, came to visit Anna's condition, and he was increasingly worried because he saw a broken kitchen door glass. Anna, who had already cleaned blood on his face, went straight to Charlotte, and said that the glass broke, only because of an accident. At the same time, Dante, who was looking for a way out, was very surprised to see a corpse in the freezer. Then he found a hole with a ladder in it, and tried to break the door above him. Charlotte was suspicious of the sound, but fortunately Anna was able to lie and Charlotte finally left their
House.
It turned out that the exit door of the stairs was a box in the living room, which of course had been padlocked by Anna. Not long after, Anna immediately went down the main stairs, came to Dante who was in pain in the freezer aisle, and moved him to a dark room, which was connected to a cupboard in the little girl's room, where JP was trapped earlier, while Anna herself was watching them from behind a one-way mirror, which was hidden behind a figure, so JP and Dante couldn't see me at all, and the mirror also couldn't be destroyed, because it was bulletproof. Through an old-school mic connected to a speaker, Anna forced JP to wear his father's former shirt, which was in a drawer, and would not let him go before doing what Anna told him to do. JP realized that the layout of the room was exactly the same as the room above. He also guessed that previously many people had been trapped in the room. They were drugged using the food served. Then the conate came through a secret door in the cupboard, and only then were they killed by hanging themselves outside the room. Suddenly the children were sad with all of JP's words. Then he gave a record of the victims who had been killed by the contract, where all of them were suspected of sexual abuse of minors, or pedophilia. According to Anna, he and Conrad had done the right and commendable thing, for killing people, a person whose attitude is similar to his father's. It turns out that Anna had a very dark childhood, because her father often raped her, until one day Conrad defended her and killed her own father. Since then, the traumatized child never left the house, and because that incident, Anna and Conrad avenged their revenge on bad people like their father. Hearing that, JP couldn't stop thinking about what their family did, and continued to implement Anna.
Stop! Your brother's a sick fuck.
To relive the moment over and over.
When JP was tired and lying on the bed, Anna, who knew Dante was in love with her, asked Dante to go to the mirror, then gave him a gun in the box, so that Dante would kill JP right away. But of course Dante refused because he was not like them and their friends. His friend, JP, who heard the commotion, immediately grabbed the gun. He stepped on Dante's feet and pointed the gun right at his head, because he didn't want Dante to die. Anna finally unlocked the bedroom door, so they were free. Then JP immediately left the house, while carrying Dante.
Please stop! Please don't.
I found my way out.
After taking his younger brother Vance's body out of the house, JP beat Dante until he fainted, then poured gasoline all over the room, so that the house caught fire. The children who saw him started to panic, and gave him a box full of money, but JP now doesn't care about the money, and just wanted to avenge him. Anna immediately threw the box away, and a fight ensued, until finally JP had an evil idea, which was to repeat Anna's childhood trauma, by raping her, before killing her. Right when she was about to be raped and killed, Dante came to try to stop JP, and when the opportunity arose, Anna took the gun in JP's pants, then shot him right in the heart.
I'll give it to you just like Daddy did, just like Papa.
No more killing.
After all that happened, Dante, who was still in shock, left without saying a word, while Anna was silent in the living room looking at her family photos. And after more than 10 years, Anna finally ventured out of her house slowly. Then Anna, who remembers the words of her older brother Conrad, to forgive her father, Anna finally burns down the house, to forget all the bitter memories of her childhood, and the film ends.